This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Okay, you guys, look at your TV screen because this is wild. Two criminals break into a local hardware store by rappelling down a rope from the ceiling. They then spent a half hour stealing stuff, and it was all caught on camera.
So that break-in happened in Portland's Pearl District. Meanwhile, businesses in Old Town are asking the city to do something about the rise in crime and vandalism there. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll hear from a business owner who says they're willing to do whatever it takes to keep people safe. Plus,
I'm making a drawing for the healthcare workers. I'm really adding some details and parts.
Okay, how sweet is that? Special messages for healthcare workers still fighting COVID on the front lines. How one nonprofit is making sure they haven't been forgotten. That's coming up.
good Tuesday morning. Here we are on the Sunrise Show with Brenda Braxton and Nina Melhoff. Rod,
yes.
Nina's sleeveless look this morning
I know.
does not really suggest how cold it is outside.
No, you were sending the wrong message.
I know.
I like
it
the
is really
earrings,
cold.
though.
Thank you.
Giving off summer vibes on a very chilly day.
I bring you the temperature. Take a look. Rose City right now, 38 degrees. Guess what that is? Anybody? Not a record, but it is the coldest temperature we have had so far this fall season. It beats yesterday by 1 when it was 39 degrees. Remember, we have a frost advisory out there for spotty or patchy areas picking up some frost. Hillsborough is one of those locations now, 31. Sandy, 32. Tigard, 34. Notice we're all in the 30s right now, 38 in Salem. So you're either seeing your first frost, or maybe at your home, it's the first time you've actually dipped just into the 30s. It's a chilly start at the bus stop in Portland. We'll say on average about 37 degrees. Some early sun potentially, then cloudy skies at noon, 50 degrees. Still dry, but cloudy and only 54 at 3 o'clock. Your 7-day forecast includes rain tonight. That's coming up.
Rob, thank you. Our top story this morning, gun violence injures a Gresham teenager near his high school. The young man is recovering this morning. Police say he was shot in this shopping center parking lot on Southeast 182nd and Division. It's right across the street from Rosemary Anderson High School, where he's a student. He ran there for help, and staffers tell us he'd been shot in the hand. They called 911. Now, in a statement, the school president said, quote, "When I picked up the phone and got the news, my heart sank. Sadly, our organization is dealing with gun violence directly every day. And when it involves a student, it is especially heartbreaking." Administrators tell us the teen is out of the hospital now and expected to make a full recovery. At this point, police haven't released any information about the crime.
Well, this comes after a weekend where Portland saw 13 shootings in just 28 hours. One of those happened near McCoy Park in North Portland late Friday night. That's this video you see. Now, between all of the scenes across the city, more than 150 bullets were fired. In another incident, shots were fired in Southeast Portland outside of Harrison Park School. Witnesses there heard a dozen gunshots. One stray bullet hit the school, another hit a home with someone inside.
People forget these are only wooden houses and the bullets will go right through. So the people start shooting bullets and geez, you know, don't want to see that, but.
No, only 2 arrests have been made so far. Anyone with information is urged to contact Portland police.
Well, the overwhelming number of shootings in Portland has garnered a lot of our local crime coverage, but we do want to take a moment this morning to talk about a break-in that happened last weekend.
It was a burglary at a hardware store in Portland's Pearl District. And as Tim Gordon shows us, those thieves made quite the entry.
Pearl Hardware at Northwest 16th and Gleason. This is an Ace Hardware with a lot of products inside. About 1:30 Sunday morning, 2 guys broke in from above.
We had a couple of thieves break in through our skylights and rappel down from the windows.
Store supervisor Drew Stefani says the way they came in with a rope did not set off alarms, but it was caught on camera.
So we actually had a camera right where they dropped the rope. So we have one guy comes in, person comes in and basically his mask drops right in front of the camera too, so we get a pretty good picture of his face.
Well, you notice the scaffolding outside the store here. They're getting roof work done, and Drew figures that was an easy way up for the burglars. But rappelling back down into the store.
And they came on through the window there, slid down and whack themselves right there on the end of that shelf.
The second burglar didn't do so well.
The video is pretty humorous, at least. One of the thieves kind of fell coming in, which was a little bit of a, cosmic karmic relief for us.
A little comic relief seems reasonable. The guy was well enough to carry on with the crime. The two men setting out to steal some of the expensive items.
This guy is the one loading up all the stuff out of the cases.
Their nearly 30-minute effort documented by a few different cameras.
Thankfully, I didn't break any of these tempered glass panels.
Today, some security cases are damaged and tools are gone from shelves now empty.
Oh yeah, a lot of the Milwaukee and DeWalt stuff got snatched, which I'm sure was easy to turn around and sell.
Altogether, the thieves got away with about $5,000 in merchandise.
And then, there's the alarm.
They would have taken more they'd gathered, but a door alarm went off as they started to leave.
And they got through that door pretty quick.
Long gone by the time police arrived, taking more than merchandise.
It's that feeling of people coming into your space. It makes you feel unsafe. Having to spend all of our time not helping customers, but like repairing our store.
In Northwest Portland, Tim Gordon, KGW News.
Well, cultural leaders in nearby Old Town have continued to ask the city for support battling crime and other safety issues in their neighborhood, and now they are stepping up the urgency. 4 cultural organizations based in Old Town sent a letter to city leaders asking to meet with them by October 22nd and lay out specific commitments to support the neighborhood. They cite crime and vandalism as huge issues. Here's the letter. It says, quote, "We need to hear the city's plan for adding police and combating rising crime, and we need the county to step up and deploy mental health professionals in our neighborhood, which was recently described as an open-air psychiatric ward." Last month, we talked to the director of the Lansu Chinese Garden, which is one of the groups in the letter, and she says they've been dealing with violence toward both staff and visitors.
I have had staff in their cars chased with people chasing after them with metal pipes. We had somebody die on the streets right next to Lansu. We have had gunshots. All of this is too much to ignore and not address. We will do what is necessary for us to keep our staff, our visitors, and our volunteers safe.
We checked with city leaders and heard back from Commissioner Mingus Mapps's office. He says he is working to set up a meeting with the groups for this Thursday. We will follow up.
City council members in Salem have decided to keep moving forward with a plan for a homeless village in the state capitol. So we're going to show you the property where the village is slated to sit. Here it is, right along Wallace Road Northwest. It's next to apartments and less than a quarter mile from both a retirement community and a school. It's also next to land that's historically prone to flooding. Salem City Council voted last month to study options for putting a homeless village there that would be big enough for 60 people. But neighbors have been letting the city know they think this is a bad idea.
The other apartments next to us weren't notified. The school around us wasn't notified. Families around us weren't notified. And they're backtracking at this point now to cover their butts because they approved it without really getting the expectation of how everyone else feels.
I heard the comment from somebody that they thought because we're elderly that we would just take it and roll over and, just stay in our little complex. But it affects everybody.
Yeah, a lot of concerns there from Salem residents, and council members did acknowledge some of those concerns during their meeting last night. But they also stressed the need to get more solutions in place to deal with the city's homelessness. Salem city officials also said they're still studying that site, and if they ultimately decide it's not feasible, they will pull back.
A company in Portland is teaming up with Senator Ron Wyden to take on climate change by promoting all-electric trucks. Daimler is manufacturing them right here in the Rose City. Senator Wyden says efforts like this are essential and we need to take action now.
The country has the chance to take bold action that finally addresses the existential threat of climate change and does it in a way that powers an economic recovery by investing in innovation and generating good jobs here at home.
Senator Wyden is also proposing a clean energy tax credit to benefit companies that reduce carbon emissions. Daimler says its new electric trucks will be ready next year.
Okay, let's check in the Weather Center with our cold temperatures this morning, Rod.
And it is just that. So here's the big board, 36 in Kelso, 38 Portland, 38 Salem, all above freezing. But in the valley, there are scattered areas reporting frost. Hillsboro, one of them. Good morning, 32 is your temperature. And then in Central Oregon, it's actually going to be a beautiful sunny day east of the Cascades. Bend's now down to 23 degrees, so chilly. Okay, so we may be getting some early sun, but the clouds are knocking on the door already, and much of today will simply be cloudy. This cold front you see offshore in the elongated cloud band will come into the Rose City as early as about 10 o'clock. Or maybe even 9 o'clock this evening. Here's a look at Futurecast. 10 a.m. Clouds already starting to thicken up. We have some rain possible at the coast as early as 1 or even noon, really. I think the I-5 corridor between Vancouver, Salem, and Albany will stay dry through or up till about 4. That's when we start the rain chance. And then certainly by the time it's early evening, there's a rain band coming through. It's raining outside. Most of that pushes through the area by 9 p.m. And then we'll see some light showers pick up again overnight and then through the day tomorrow. This is a weak system, so all total tonight through tomorrow, this gives us about 0.2 of an inch of rain in Portland and Salem. Other forecast models even go less than this, okay? Astoria 41 100ths, and the chance of some showers across central and eastern areas tomorrow. Here's our 7-day forecast. Another chilly day. The cold start in the 30s, a high of only 54. Normal high for today's date, 66. 57 tomorrow, clouds, light showers, a shower chance Thursday morning. Then we probably have some dry weather later in the day, Thursday through Friday morning. These are just chances of rain. None of this amounts to much. Saturday, you could have a lot of dry time. But Sunday, there's a morning front that brings rain. That breaks into afternoon showers. And that's your 7-day forecast.
Rod, I have to warn you, we have a cute kid story coming up here on the Sunrise Show. Here's a quick look. This story shows that the smallest hands can sometimes have the biggest impact. These kids are using their artistic abilities to say thank you to healthcare workers. Their story is 5 minutes away. But first, we have a Verify report this morning about what's going on with the old 3G cell network. We'll have that one for you right after this quick break.